Okay, students, let us see next topic. Our topic is irrational numbers. Now, in 9th standard, we already have got introduction about irrational numbers. The numbers in square root and which are not perfect, are all numbers are called irrational numbers. That means root 3, root 5, sorry, root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, root 8. All these numbers which are not perfect and appears in square root are called irrational numbers. This is also irrational number. In short, the numbers which are in non-terminating and non-repeating form are called irrational numbers. Another example for this is 1.01, 001, 0001 and so on. This is also irrational number because this number is non-terminating and non-repeating. Okay. Now we will see a theorem, important theorem. Let p be a prime number if p divides a square, then p divides a, where a is a positive integer. The example for this is if 5 divides 625, that means this number is square of 15. In short, if 5 divides 15 square, then 5 must divide 15 also. Okay, this is the theorem. Now pause the video. Let us see next theorem. The theorem is we have to prove that root 2 is irrational. You already know that root 2 is irrational, but we should prove that this theorem. Let us assume that root 2 is rational. Since we have to prove root 2 is irrational, we will assume the contradictional statement that root 2 is rational. Okay, if we have assumed root 2 is rational, then we can find the integers p and q such that root 2 is equal to p upon q. If root 2 is rational, then this should be in p upon q form, where q should not be equal to 0 and p and q are co-prime. Co-prime means they have only 1 as a common factor. दोनों में common factor only 1 है. Okay, so if we rearrange this equation, we will get equation root 2 into q is equal to p. Now if we square this equation, root 2 square is 2, q square is q square is equal to p square. We will mark this equation as a 1. Now this equation concludes that 2 is multiplied to q square. If we shift this 2 to the right side, it will divide p square. That means 2 divides p square. And by our theorem, which we have seen already, 2 divides p square, then 2 must divide p. Okay, this is equation number 2. Now, if 2 divides p, then we can express p in terms of 2. Let us consider p is equal to 2k. 2 p को डिवाइड करता है, इसका मतलब 2 के टेबल में कहीं ना कहीं p आ रहा है. तो कब आएगा वो पता नहीं, इसलिए हम उसको k कंसीडर करेंगे, वो जो मल्टीपल है. ओके, सो जो 2 2 जा p आ रहा है, तो हम k की वैल्यू 2 कंसीडर करेंगे. So we will consider p is equal to 2k. Now, if we substitute this value of p in first equation here, then we will have equation 2q square will be as it is, and value of p is 2k. If we square 2k, it will become 4k square. Now, if we divide this 2 to the 4, then equation will become q square is equal to 2k square. Now, by this same method, by same theorem, 2 divides q square. 2 divide, अगर हम इसको शिफ्ट करेंगे, it will divide q square. 2 divides q square, that implies 2 also divides q. Equation number 3. Now, from equation number 2 and equation number 3, it can be concluded that 2 is factor of 2 divides p. That means 2 is factor of p, and 2 also divides q. That means 2 is also factor of q. So from 2 and 3, 2 is common factor of p and q, but this contradicts the fact that p and q are co-prime. We already have considered p and q are co-prime. That means they only have one common factor. But in this state, we have written that 2 is common factor of p and q. That means कुछ तो भी गलत हो रहा है. Why this is contradiction happens? This contradiction arises because of our incorrect assumption. तो हमारा assumption ही wrong है. हमने क्या assume किया था? That root 2 is rational. ये wrong है. That means it is correct. Okay. So we have proved that root 2 is irrational. Okay, we will start exercise 1.3. Question number first, we have to solve by prove that root 2 is irrational by the same procedure. Just we have to replace 2 by 5. We will go for second question. We have to prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. By the same procedure, first step we will consider this number as a rational. Okay. So if this number is rational, then we can find the integers a and b such that this number is equal to a upon b. 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to a upon b, where a and b are integers and b should not be equal to 0. This is the important condition. Now, if we shift this 3 to the right side, this take 2 root 5 is equal to a upon b minus 3. Now divide this 2 to the right side. So root 5 is equal to a 1 upon 2 in bracket a upon b minus 3. Now since a and b are integers, we have considered they are integers. So this right side, whole right side will be rational. And since this is equal to left side, so this number also rational. But we know that root 5 is irrational. This contradicts the fact that root 5 is irrational. That means our assumption is wrong because we have assumed that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. So our assumption is wrong. That means this is our assumption. This is wrong. That means this number should be irrational. So we have proved that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Hello students, let us see question number 3rd. In third question, all the questions are of same type. We will see second question. In second, we have to prove that 7 root 5 is irrational. So in this type of questions, we always consider the opposite statement of given statement. Since we have to prove that 7 root 5 is irrational, we consider 7 root 5 is rational. Okay, opposite statement we are considering. So if we consider 7 root 5 is rational, then we can find two integers a and b such that this number is equal to a upon b, where b should not be equal to 0. Okay, if we rearrange this equation and shift to 7 to the right side, then root 5 will become a upon 7b. Now this number is in the form of p upon q, that means in rational form. So a upon 7b is rational because a and b are integers. If this number is rational, then this equal to sign indicates that this number must be rational. So root 5 is rational. But we already have known that root 5 is irrational number. So our next statement is this contradicts the fact that root 5 is rational. So our assumption is wrong because we have assumed that 7 root 5 is rational. Our assumption is wrong, that means 7 root 5 must be irrational. Okay. Let us see next topic, theorem 1.5. The statement is let x be a rational whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in p upon q form, where p and q are coprime, and q is in the form of 2 raised to m, 5 raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integers. Okay. If x is a rational number, then the decimal expansion should be terminated. So let us take example. We have considered a rational number 0.4. This decimal expansion is terminating because 4 के बाद कोई नया आएगा इसलिए terminating. If we rearrange this equation or simplify this expression, then we will get 4 upon 10. And after dividing by 2, we will have 2 upon 5. Now this is in the form of p upon q. Let us check the form of q. Q is 5. Okay, q is equal to 5. This 5 can be expressed in the form of 2 raised to 0 into 5 raised to 1, because 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. 1 into 5, that means 5. Okay, so this is in the form, this is decimal expansion which is terminating. Then the denominator should be in this form, 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. This is theorem 1.5. Now theorem 1.6 is converse of this theorem. Let us say example. Let x is equal to p upon q be a rational number such that prime factorization of q is 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n form, where m and n are non-negative integers. Then x must have terminating decimal expansion. Okay, if x is in the form of p upon q and q is in this form, then this is the result. X must be in terminating form. Let us take example 7 upon 20. This is in the form of p upon q. q is equal to 20. अगर हम 20 को फैक्टराइज करेंगे तो आएगा 4 into 5. Now this 4 means 2 square and 5 means 5 raised to 1. Now this q is in the form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. अगर q इस फॉर्म में आता है तो इसका जो डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन है इट शुड टर्मिनेटिंग. ओके, अगर हम 7 को 20 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो आंसर आएगा 0.35 एंड दिस इज टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन. ओके, लेट अस